What is going on YouTube? This is Asper. So this is part 31 of the Let's Play Super Mario World playthrough as far as these pitches can happen. So within the excellence of it, getting out of some of these type stages, but within the pitch behind it here, the particular fair about it is just as far as saying that I suspect that this particular stage is probably more of a bastard and a half within some of the type products, so I just kind of skipped through it. Now I thought about going back to some of these type stages, but I just questioned like the ordeal. It probably would have resulted in a lot of extra kind of jargon type fair within the pitches, just probably wondering how many more deaths would have kind of occurred with this. I don't know if I would have, then you would have had to have also seen like the bonus fair just going back and getting extra lives in Yoshi and some of those type ones. So it's kind of the product, I don't know. Just kind of within the fair behind it of elongating this particular playthrough within the particular fair. This pretty much, for the most part, I would say, especially within like a 10-minute type fashion, I feel like there's a lot of folks that probably burn through Super Mario World just in a more 22, 25 video type fashion. I probably would say nowadays, more or less within the product of it, that this particular playthrough is probably going to wind up being like 40, 42 parts, something like that, something within that essence. There's still a little bit more. I question how tough the rest of these 4 stages in the special world are going to be pitches like that. But this particular stage is another episode. Just get used to the stage for a little bit. It's going to be here for a decent while within these particular pitches. It's kind of going to get repetitive, things like that. It's kind of within the annoyance factor, just like the typical kind of monotony that goes along with a lot of these. I did kind of mildly consider that for like a brief moment there, going back to that particular stage, whether or not I would want to within the pitch. It may actually not be that tough. I could go back to it and then just particularly burn through that stage within the fair, but I just look after it. It's not too much that's terribly being missed within the pitch behind this, But either way, just within the pitch, as far as saying this, good product has some pizza close pitches like that, burn through a couple little Caesar's pizzas within those aspects. As I'm doing this particular video right now, you will probably see that, you may not see it that particular exact day, but it's particularly late October, the day before Halloween in the United States, as far as this first going to happen. So it's just within the pitch as far as talking about it. But yeah, this particular stage is really kind of annoying. I like this stage, but it's not, it's fun, but it's also like mischievous within these particular fairs. But it's a good aspect to kind of get this particular here, but you have to keep in mind the snow physics are kind of in this as far as being able to slip on ice and some of those type products. In addition to the fact that you can die while on Yoshi within some of those type of ordeals. Now, obviously, if you get crushed while on Yoshi, there's that sort of aspect. But I think within certain type fairs, I've seen it's not super complex. Like, it's not exactly easy, maybe 15, 18% of the time, something like that. But it's just kind of the fair that occasionally, if you get hit by something from behind or something like that, when you're on Yoshi as small Mario, you can actually die within some stuff. I don't know, it happens. It's something it's just kind of within the aspect. It's not commonplace to kind of see it maybe every now and then, like a playthrough, you might see something like that, but it's just kind of fair that it is possible to die on Yoshi as small Mario as far as those players can have it. It's just kind of within the aspect as far as saying, but just kind of aspect, so it's not complete protection as far as those fairs can have, but it's just kind of the tone as far as saying. But yeah, this particular stage is bastard enough within these products about it. I just kind of look after it here, just within some of those type fairs as far as saying this kind of happens. This is one of those type ones that they save some of these type of stages for like the aspect like the most kind of like teeth gnashing and things like that. But I just look after here, just being able to say, it's fun until it stops being fun. That's kind of the pitch behind it. There's a fine line within this particular stage of it just being shenanigans and things like that, standard jargon and some of that type of stuff, and then it switches after you. If you do walk into this stage with 27 lives or something like that, and you lose 23 of them, it kind of gets to the fair as far as saying it can piss you off. Because the thing about these special world stages, like I was saying in the previous episode, is just the fact that you don't get a checkpoints. They specifically remove those as to not make it easy for you, and it's just kind of the pitch that you basically do have to go into these stages full equipped. It's just not the brightest thing. It's not to say it's not the brightest, but it's just not the most mindful thing to go into like some of these just as small Mario within these pitches, just because the format, there's just a lot of bastardized type things that go along with it. But it's not exactly, it's just kind of the fair, but it works for entertainment as far as this pitch can happen. Just having a few Cheetos bags, things like that, some of those type of ordeals, standard product, chili dogs, some of those type of products within it. Just good aspect. The hit up Sonic, some of those type of fairs, just get good batch of fair. That just kind of has to be the particular product of just paying attention. I think I've said this somewhere within this playthrough. I mean, obviously I've been playing this game since 2022 within these pitches, trying to get this particular game completed. But it's just kind of the pitch as far as saying within it, just kind of the fare of like this. There's some good type fares in here, especially now that this playlist. I would probably say with every episode I've done, considering this is the 31st one, there's going to be a few more after this. This is probably going to wind up being like a good 6-hour playthrough, something like that, which is good. I mean, it's definitely within the fare. I'd say apart from maybe Blackthorn, Donkey Kong Country 2, maybe Donkey Kong Country 3, some of these ones I've done on here, there's not a ton of those ones that really flip to that ballisticness. Now, I'd say if I were to ever restart like the Zelda Link to the Past playthrough, I'd probably say that would probably reach that length as well if I wanted to do that game 100%. But you actually more or less have to do it 100% just because you have to get those medallions that unlock some of those worlds. But it's just kind of pitched. It's just extra type fair with some of that. I don't know if I would do that one. That game, like this game, this particular game pissed me off later on. It just, there's some certain stages about it, like particularly I did kind of hate that tubular stage within those pitches. Not as full-bound horrible. Once you figure it out a little bit better, it's not as full-bound horrible, but the initial kind of learning curve towards it can be kind of a put-off as far as those players can have. It's just kind of pitch. The Zelda game for this machine, Super Nintendo, has some of those type fairs. I mean, it's not a bad game. It is a classic, but it's just kind of fair as far as saying there's just some ones where it's just going to be, there would be a lot of gripe that you wouldn't see on camera within those fairs, but I just look at it as good type appeal. This is like the product of it, so it's just kind of the aspect as far as saying, so that's just some fair. Noticing even with the product that even with Yoshi around, it doesn't help too super terrifically. It helps more than it doesn't, but it's just kind of fair to pay attention. You probably should keep the cape. I mean, you don't want to get the flower as far as these pitches kind of have. You want to keep the cape within these fairs. But another thing that you want to do is probably save that switch, the P switch, as far as saying, just because it'll help you get past some of these type areas within these aspects as far as getting like the star and some of those type pitches. That's kind of the format. But yeah, I look after here. So I would say simple enough. We're getting towards the end of the episode. Like I said, this particular next one's going to be about this stage as well, and then we'll get to some more of these type ones, then we'll fight the final boss. I'd say, yeah, there's at least there's going to be some bonus type stuff later on after that as well, once we beat the game after the final fight. But there's some ones just to be able to say, folks, this within the pitch as far as saying, stick close to that pizza, subscribe for more fun pitches like that. We'll get to some more of these good type ordeals pitches like that as far as those first game. Definitely have wonderful night pitches like that, I have to say.